Good morning, everyone. Welcome. My name is Erin, and I'm a health coach that helps women to get into the best shape of their lives, and a veterinarian, and a mom to a 4-year-old, and a grateful believer in Jesus. My name is Erin. I feel like those are important things about me because so this is the thing I'm working on today. Today's devotional was that my worth isn't just that I'm a child of God. It has nothing to do with my achievements or the things that I've accomplished. I am better than no one. No one is better than me, which is nice. It doesn't we're not supposed to, I shouldn't be striving. It's good to obviously work hard and achieve things, but we're not doing it for recognition. We're doing it for the glory. My main achievement is just being a child of God. So I wanted to come on this morning and talk about morning routines, because maybe you always see me doing a morning routine and maybe you don't know why I get up and do a morning routine. But I've been doing this for a while now, and it's been kind of changing and refining over the years. But it started out, so I did a 12-step group in codependency. I started my first one back in 2014. And I remember in that group, a lot of the girls were talking about getting up and reading their Bible, which obviously is a good thing. And I was struggling a lot at that time, and also struggling to prioritize that time, and when would I have time to do that. And I was pregnant, and I don't know why I couldn't figure out time to journal or time to do that practice. And so finally I just got sick and tired of being sick and tired of having that excuse, and I just started slowly implementing. First I had a newborn baby. I started with the devotional, which really helped me to focus my intentions for the day. And then last year we talked about in a 5 to Thrive challenge that I did with Rachel Hollis, we talked about starting your day, getting up an hour early, and using that hour early, getting up early, and using the hour for yourself. So what I've been doing is getting up, and I'm trying to get up before my family gets up. And I do notice that if I get up just even half an hour, it's better a whole hour, but at least half an hour before my family gets up, before my son gets up, it's a little time for me to wake up and start the day and just center my intentions, and then I feel more productive. So we'll see how today goes. But I noticed that my day usually goes better when I start the day like this. So number 1, drink water, which sometimes I have to focus on to remember to drink water. But I always drink water before breakfast, but sometimes not necessarily when I first get up. And why that's so, you've been sleeping all night, and so you're dehydrated from sleeping all night, and you've been fasting. So drinking water is a good way to start your digestion, kick off your metabolism, and start hydrating yourself, to rehydrate yourself from sleeping all night. So number 2 is then I read a devotional, and right now's devotional is really cool. There's a coach in our network. Her name is Michelle Myers, and she has a bunch of women that she wrote this with. It's called She Works His Way Devotional for Working Women. So that's the one I've been reading. And today was, of course, I just told you. But they're short, and then there's a prayer and a scripture. And it's really been helping me. So I like these. So I read that this morning. And then 3rd is to start your day with gratitude. I have a couple gratitude journals, but the only thing I wanted to say a reminder about gratitude is that when I was in my most depressed state, I don't know, part of it was maybe postpartum, but also, I was separating from my husband. I was dealing with a lot. I had a lot of reasons to be depressed. A new baby. And that was one of my low parts of my life. Even though I had a new baby, I was you would think that would be really, really a great thing. I mean, it is a great thing, but I was just really depressed at that time and going through a lot. And I was like literally just bursting into tears all the time. And I just cried. I cried for everything. It was really, really hard. And not that crying is a bad thing, but not all the time, obviously. So I had this morning meditation that I was doing that every morning. It was Chalene Johnson's morning meditation. I love her. And she made a little audio, and I would put it on my phone, and I would use it as my alarm. And every morning she said, wake up, it's a beautiful day. Sit up in bed, stretch your arms, and then think of one thing, just one thing to be grateful for. She said that every single day. And so here I'm like really, really sad. So I started thinking like one thing, okay, what can I think of to be grateful for? And at the time, the only thing I could think of to be grateful for was Easton. So I just started saying baby Easton. And every day, and then just slowly that little act of saying one thing I was grateful for started snowballing. Like then I was like the next day, a couple of days later, maybe I was like, I'm grateful that I have a house, I'm grateful that we have this beautiful house to live in, I'm grateful that it's safe, I'm grateful for food in our refrigerator, I'm grateful we have a car, I'm grateful I have a job, all the things. And I'm grateful for my church. Then I just was like, then now it's been a snowball. And when you focus on your blessings and what you're grateful for, it really helps to like switch it instead of like dwelling on what's negative or dwelling what you are lacking or dwelling what you, or like it just focuses you on all the abundance around you. So now this video is about the next step I do is my to-do list. And I wanted to start with this because I have some brand new journals. I got some. And so I'm going to give one away on my page. Thanks for watching this far. This is called a Smart Life Push Journal from Chalene Johnson, so you can get more. She's amazing. But I want to do a giveaway because I have an extra one. Okay, so what's so cool about this journal? I'm going to review this journal too. And I've reviewed her journals before, if you go back in my old videos. But it's so cool. It's so beautiful when it comes. There's all these amazing motivational quotes. I really think that focusing your mind on what's positive really helps to like ground your day, because having a vision like for the future, having a positive vision for the future, and like believing that you can do something is really what makes a difference versus like getting stuck in our heads or being down on ourselves. Like, it's okay to be depressed, but in order to help us to get past it, of course you have to get support and therapy if you're struggling, but really helps to focus on our blessings and to set your intention for the day every morning. So this like here's one little thing in her book. The act of putting your push goal on paper is like having a direct line to the big guy, said Chalene Johnson. Okay, so what's cool is when you start this journal, first of all, it talks about how to use the journal, setting up yourself up for success. So there's an area where you rate. I love this exercise. You do it every 30 days. You rate the key areas of your life. This is helpful, especially maybe even if you haven't gone to therapy. This is helpful because you can go through, and she tells you how to do it. You assign a score from 1 to 10, 10 being perfection, there's no way you could ever get better, and 1 being like a disaster. And you rate the 10 areas of your life. So physical health, mental well-being, environment and surroundings, hobby, joy and restoration, romance, friends and family, finances, work, purpose, spirituality, and growth, personal growth. So, and like for example, romance, if you are not in a relationship but you're not happy that you're in a relationship, then your score would be low. But if you're happy that you're not in a relationship, then your score would be high. So it's actually not about being in a relationship or not in a relationship. It's more about how happy you are in your current relationship. Does that make sense? And then when you go through all these things, you pick the 2 lowest categories. So you're doing this honestly. And you pick the 2 lowest categories, and then you write down those two lowest categories become your key priorities, the things that you need to work on this season of your life. Okay, so that's super cool. And then you write all the things that you can do to, there's like a brainstorm area. This is where to write all the things that you could do to help make your key priority a priority, how to focus, and let's see, goal setting brainstorm. And then you set your goals for the next 90 days. So with your priority in mind, because if you don't know what your priority in mind is, then you don't know how to set goals. You can't set goals unless you know what your priorities are. So you do your first 3 top priorities that you're gonna finish in 90 days, and then all 10 like she always talks about making goals that are like crazy cool goals, like if they were to come true, or maybe not these ones. Maybe some of them could be. If they were to come true, then you would have like a crazy cool fun life. So these are the goals that you're working on that are going to help your crazy cool goals come true. And then there's 11th goal is your push goal, which is the one goal that will help all the other goals, like push the other ones more closer. Does that make sense? Okay, so that's goals. So you gotta always have goals that you're working on so that we're like moving forward in life. And then there's like all the things about how to accomplish your 10 crazy cool goals. And then there's a lot more brainstorming, and then things that you have to do less of, things that you have to do more of. This is really cool. And then the daily tracker part, this is what I love, is it's so organized. So you get these 2 pages, plus if you want to track your food, goes on this page. Every day you write the date, what date you're going to accomplish your push goal by, what your push goal is. It reminds you of what you're working on every single day. And then 3 10-minute tasks, or I sometimes do more, of things that will help to get you to accomplish your push goal. So like it just depends on what you're working on, obviously, but 3 little small tasks that will help your push goal get accomplished. And then there's a little space for notes, and then what I'm grateful for. So that's good, because I have a couple gratitude journals, but at the top here, just sort of focus on the things that you're grateful for today. It can be as simple as I got up on time today, or it could be I'm grateful for my son or my daughter. It can be I'm grateful for my church. I'm grateful for freedom. I'm grateful for, I guess they say to do small things, because like big things are too broad, but I'm grateful for healthy food in my refrigerator. I'm grateful for, gas in my car. And then here, this is the schedule, and it's just laid out like this, with notes on the side here and a schedule, and then the date, and then just times, and you can write in everything that you have to do for the day. I don't know, I'm a pen and paper kind of girl, so this really helps me. So I schedule in like what time I'm going to wake up, what time I'm going to go to bed, what time Easton's going to go to bed, and I start filling things in from there. And then I put like what times I have to be at work, commute time, blah blah blah. And I try to write in the morning. I try to write my devotional. I write that I'm going to do my to-do list. I write that I'm going to write my gratitude, when I'm gonna have breakfast, when I'm gonna do my workout. I schedule my workout. I notice that if I put my workout on my schedule, and if I make it a priority, sometimes I still like don't get up. Sometimes I'm just struggling. I don't know, but if I don't get up before my son, then I'm struggling. But if I write my workout on my schedule, most of the time it gets done. So that's helpful. Put it on your schedule. Find a time. I write nap time, that's going to possibly happen. I write lunches, I write my meals on here because obviously that has to happen, and that's going to take that time. I write, this kitten is really annoying. Okay. I write meal times, workout, when I'm going to drink my Shakeology, which I drink every day, which I usually have for lunch, and then my recovery drinks. And I schedule in family time, which is usually somewhere between 3 to 4, and the rest in the end of the day. It's all family time. And it just makes me more intentional about my day. And then like if I have to go to the grocery store, blah blah blah. And then on the other side, on the notes, sometimes I write things that I want to get done, like groceries or like a little shopping list for myself. And so there's that. And last but not least, then there's an area where you can like log your meals for the day, and if you're drinking your water, you're supposed to be drinking half your body weight in ounces of water per day. Sleep, because sleep is super important, and me time and personal development time, because it really helps to read something that is positive and pushing you forward and something that you can learn and grow from. So that being said, get you one. It doesn't have to be a Smart Life Push Journal, obviously, but this is what I use, and I think that's it. So go to my page. I'm giving away one, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye, guys.